Hello everybody and welcome back to Stellaris, where we've been making steady progress in our war against the Union of Izk Center that we did not volunteer for, that was thrust upon us, but we have accepted nonetheless. So at this point, Littogina is being bombarded, and that will continue for a while. This is going to take some time to get that high console. This is going to take some time to get that finished up. So at this point, we need to go into Plant Heart and we need to go to Heart of the Artichoke because, look at this, we got a bunch of stuff here that we need to work on. So we need to put in an ore spine here. We need to build research groves in all of our think stems. There we go. And then we need to get some nutritious dells in here, and we need to get some photosynthesis fields in as well. Perfect. But we also want to get all of these upgrades going because we need to get our capital world, which is not currently technically our capital. We need to get this back to its former glory. And it's on the way, but it's not there yet. So that's fine for now, and we want to continue to prosecute our war. So checking in here, this fleet is at full strength. We've got this fleet up over here, allegedly at full strength. And we've got this one up over here. This one's not at full strength. Let's go ahead and reinforce that. That needs more. And then we've got this one here. That needs more food as well. We're full on energy credits. We should probably sell a few of those. Absolutely tank the price of energy credits. It's fine. And we're going to need to go through our worlds and spend down our amount of... Okay, this is... Some of these are captured worlds, and we're going to need to change things around on them. For the time being, our only real goal here is to purge the undesirables. And by purge, I mean assimilate their biomass into our structure, obviously. Now here, we have a storm relief center in the eco-simulated wetlands. Interesting. This is probably also something we're going to want to change. But for now, I want to put Cradles of Rebirth in. That means we need food. So we're going to get some Cradles of Rebirth going here. And we want to just spam these out. We're not specializing these worlds yet. We will do that after the war ends. Right, I forgot. We can spam this now. So much more convenient than having to go here, 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 here. This is a big quality of life improvement. Absolutely huge. So that's fantastic. I'm just going to put in those Cradles of Rebirth, and that's our biomass spent for now. So as you can see, our biomass that we're gaining per month has dropped, and we definitely need to address that. So that is underway. We need to go up to fast speed here, and we're just going to be pushing out over this direction for now. So we're bombarding at Jana, and this is going to take some time. This is very, very powerful here. So that's understood. We're bombarding over at Algol, and the question is, this was not going to take very long, was it? 141 and 163? Yeah, these will surrender pretty quickly. So that seems fine for now. We do want to push down through here and make sure that we take all the way up to Barbin. That'll be good.
Predatory sheltering.
And we just want to wrap this war up. That's our current goal. So if we can take down to Fargus, that's a very big deal. That's an incredibly big deal. We just got shield capacitors. I don't want to do repeatable text yet. We can start just cleaning some of these up. I'm not planning on actually using disruptors. Is there anything here that we feel like we need? I mean, the Defense Grid supercomputer isn't awful. We can go for that for now. So that'll be okay, and we're just going to continue to push through here. And Fargus, the question is, how strong is this world here? Right, they've got the etherophasic engine frame here. How strong is this world, though? Actually, not as strong as some of the other ones, which is kind of remarkable. So we're going to keep pushing through here, no problem whatsoever. That all looks good. This territory is becoming ours, so we need to keep that in mind. Out over this direction, we see additional forces coming over to help bombard here in Jana, and that's ideal. And then we've got these guys here. Now, they're not very strong, our armies, at this moment. So we've got these in Dhaka. We've got a few more over in Dhaka as well. But we've got this force out here. And we need to absolutely be recruiting more of these. So we'll get those going. That'll be fine. And we'll move into Fargus and get this taken over pretty soon. If we can get control of the Etherophasic engine frame, that's going to be a very big deal. And we'll want to start bombarding at Vril-Kalp. We can't pass by this yet, but as you can see, out here there's really not much for us to actually have to slow down for. So once we get through Fargus, that's going to be huge. Absolutely huge. So I'll go over here. We should be seeing... Oh, how strong is this fleet? 92k? Okay, noted. So out over here, we should see 98, and this will be going away very soon. Okay. Yeah, so they're a little bit ahead of us, I think. Or actually, no, they're slightly behind us, but they're probably going to get caught up. So over in Litogena, this bombardment is going to keep going for a long time. We're up to 33% devastation here. And we're slowly making progress. So that seems fine for now. We just need to keep pushing to Fargus at this moment. That's all we need. So I'm going to continue to reinforce this fleet. Looks good. And we're going to grab Lane and then head into Fargus after that. So we're hitting Ostiu
Predatory
first.
shelter engaged.
And that's absolutely fine here. Okay, so we'll get that taken care of. No problem. And we'll just head on up to Lane. So these guys are never going to give up, right? They're never going to surrender. We just need to keep pushing in, and they can't win this war from here. This is an unwinnable position, but they are never, ever going to give up. So that's fine. We will deal with it. In we go to Lane, and I'm kind of surprised that this fleet is backing off and going to Jana, but okay. So we do have this fleet, or rather this caravan fleet event here. This is the opposite of what we want. We don't want energy credits, we want alloys. So get out of here. How strong is our fleet over at Ustir at this moment? Well, it's not very. We need to let that continue to build up. We're going to take over Lane, and then we're going to head over to Fargus, and that will put this into a very safe position up over here. And we're bombarding here at Jana quite quickly in theory with all of these assisting fleets. So hopefully that's absolutely fine. Now this over here, this is up to 39% devastation. We're going to be boosting that bombardment speed soon. So that's noted. Down to 31 here, and I'm guessing they finished this. Yeah. So that looks good. This bombardment will be done shortly here. At long last, we'll be able to move beyond this world. So that's going to take a little bit yet, but we're making solid progress there. And we also see there was a powerful fleet that was just out over here. I think it's this one. Okay. We don't really care about it, to be honest. It's completely fine. So we've got our science ship up in Jana, and it doesn't have anywhere to research right now. So that looks fine. We're just going to push through here, take over their ring, and take over their main space station. So we're in their home system right now. And this Etherophasic engine frame, we're of course going to want to have for ourselves. I don't know if it'll get destroyed or what'll happen with that, because we're not a crisis spirit and we don't plan to become one. We just lost control of Agstur over here, which is expected. That's not at all surprising. We're gonna go take Ebenar, and I think that goes to us. So that'll be fine. And down here in Fargus, at this point, we want to begin bombardment of their homeworld. So we'll hop over there. That will be absolutely wonderful. I do want to continue to reinforce this fleet, which needs more food, to be clear. That's absolutely not surprising. And this is going to take a long time to bombard. So that's fine. That's not really a problem. Ebenar is going to be falling here shortly, and we appear to be leading the charge on that. Now, I believe that we are going to get Ebenar. Interesting that there's an uncolonized orbital habitat here. I think we're going to have to terraform it, right? Pretty sure we're going to have to terraform that. Okay, there's a timed project somewhere. This is debris out over in Fargus. Okay, so we definitely want to have our science ship go research that. That will be wonderful. So Ebenar, I believe, is going to come to us. And then we're probably not going to get anything else that's over in this area. We might get a little bit out over here, but probably not too much. So that's absolutely fine. Not a big concern. Yeah, this indeed went to us. So the orbital habitat here, we can colonize this over to a tropical world for 1,000 biomass. And I'm going to do exactly that. Wait, this is the world, isn't it? Yeah, I want the orbital habitat. No valid world to terraform to. So we can't actually terraform this habitat. Interesting. We can't do anything with it. So I guess it just stays there forever. We need to head into Bombardment next, but I want to send our fleet up to here, and we're going to come around like this, and then we're going to come in and bombard here after we've cleaned up all of this. So that will be fine for now. And at this moment, we're just busily bombarding. So we've got this force here. I'm going to have that start moving up to Jana. But we're going to have more recruitment happening there. So that's understood. I want to have this construction ship, actually this construction ship, head over and build the research stations around Great Wound. We can see that there's a good amount of trade that's being uncollected now. That's interesting. That didn't used to happen. Now, there was a patch, but there's also been other things that have happened. I wonder if collecting trade is something that we need to do now, or if this is something that is happening because of particular pop types in our empire, because of these new planets that we just took over. We'll keep an eye on that. If we need to collect this trade, we will. It won't be very hard to do, since we have access to gateways. So that should be absolutely fine. I'm not concerned about it. We will handle that after the war. So that seems fine for the moment. We need to see what our final borders are going to end up looking like, right? And I do want to get this world terraformed over to a tropical world. We'll just get that started. Okay, cool. So we're going to push through, grab these two systems, and then head into Bombardment, where we'll join this bombardment. Which that's going to be pretty quick, actually. So that sounds good. Over at Litogena, we're about to hit 50% devastation. Of course, our real aim is 75. But we are making some progress there. So that's fine for the time being. Our bombardment here at Fargus is going to be long-term. Very long-term. So we're going to need to do that for a while. Over at Jana, this bombardment is actually going to take even longer, I suspect. So that's okay. We're at 21% devastation there. Once we hit 25%, our bombardment speed will double here. So that will be a good thing. Now, we do see some forces down over here mustering up. We have friendly fleets nearby here and here. I don't think they can feasibly attack either of these positions. Yeah, I don't think they can feasibly attack this. So we're just going to allow our allied fleets to do their allied fleet thing. They're going to go into Varsham, and if they take this, great. If they give it to us, even better. We will see if they give it to us or not. So this is going to the Interstellar Fibarian Conglomerate up over here. That's fine. We just want this war over at this point. We've gotten significant gains out of it already, and that's absolutely fine. So I'd like to colonize over here, and I'd like to colonize the other world here as well. We'll get those going.
The wild expands.
Cool. So that's all fine for now. We won our battle in Molblion, not that we're surprised about this. And we're going to come in and bombard here, because we have to. We can't move beyond this. These fleets are kind of on their own. I'm hoping that they're going to come in and fight this. We'll see. So for now, our bombardments are what's mostly important. So down over this direction,
The canopy is under
4,500 still. That's going to take a while.
Shelter lost.
How are we doing up here? Well, we're about to hit 25% devastation. So that is going to be doubling our bombardment speed here. So that's good. I'm imagining that these guys are trying to go to Litogena. Not that that's going to be very useful for them, of course. But yeah, they're definitely pushing out this direction. Our allies don't really seem to be doing much on that front, so that's noted for now. I don't want to abandon our bombardment of Litogena. I'd prefer if our allies go. They don't seem particularly so inclined, though. So that's noted. Everything here, though, is looking pretty okay. We're now bombarding over here, and that bombardment is actually going to be done pretty soon. We're working our way down there. It's going to take time, though. So that's understood. They're in Yad Bem. They have to be trying to go to Littlegina, right? But they lose that engagement. 100%, they lose the engagement at Littlegina. What's their plan from here? Okay, yeah, they're not going to Littlegina, as I would expect. They're heading out to Region, and this doesn't matter. This that they're doing here is completely and totally irrelevant. They've lost. This war is over. There's very little that they can do. We just need to take time and clean this up properly at this moment. So we're up over 25% on Veralot, and that, of course, means that we're now bombarding twice as quickly over here. So that's good. We're working our way through that. And in their capital, this bombardment is going to be very slow. Our fleet is not very good at that. There's a machine uprising in the United Deathican Commonwealth. Is the United Deathican Commonwealth, what side of this war are they on? Oh, they're the war leader on our side. Okay, well, that's going to make things interesting for them, I'm sure. There's still this nation down over here that is putting up a bit of a fight. In fact, quite a lot of a fight. This is a pretty powerful set of fleets. Very powerful, in fact. They're pushing into the United Ubzant League. For the moment, this doesn't matter. All we need to do is continue to wipe out the Union of Izk Center. This is the important thing. Oh, our allied fleets have struck out from Littlegina. They are heading off this direction to take back this territory. Okay, that's fine by me. Absolutely A-okay. In fact, if they catch this, that's very good for us. I don't know how they're going to perform against a dimensional fleet. We perform very well against dimensional fleets, but I don't think they will. And there's more reinforcements on the way here. I want to watch how this plays out. We don't have a lot else going on, so we may as well. That's a lot of laser weapons. They're going to perform very poorly against this fleet. Yeah, this is going incredibly badly against this dimensional fleet. And they're out of there.
Call from the stars.
Okay. Yeah, you can have an embassy. We don't care. We're remaining neutral. So that's all fine. We are continuing our bombardments, 4 of them. So Region is back under our control. They're flipping this over to us, and that's perfect. I don't know who's going... Well, actually, we do. Interstellar Fivarian Conglomerate's going to get Littlegina. That's okay. Don't actually care. So this bombardment is now... Okay, I'm contractually obligated to say that this is at a nice percentage. I wish I had looked a few days later, because now it's at 70%. That's much better. So once this reaches 75%, which is a ways away, then we are going to have double bombardment speed again. We've gotten this down by about a third. So we've got a ways to go there. Okay, up over at Jana, how's this looking? 32% devastation. We've almost started on it. Okay, cool. Over in Fargus, how's this bombardment going? We are at 23% devastation here. We've got a long ways to go on that one. How are things looking at Barbin? This is at 39%. This is actually going to be done fairly soon, so that's good. Border is closed with the Interstellar Fivarian Conglomerate, but that doesn't actually matter because we're at war. Like, we're on the same side in a war, so it's irrelevant. So at this moment, that's all looking good. Now, we can start thinking about locations like this. I'd like to downgrade this, but there's apparently a stinger being made here. We can downgrade Dhaka, which we're going to do, because we need to get rid of a few star bases. This is one that we can absolutely get rid of. We need to get rid of 2 more. So I'm currently thinking, like, that's an anchorage. Let's get rid of this one. Izk A. And then what else do we want to get rid of? Well, I want to get rid of Demas. I want to keep the one in Kimithar because I feel like we're going to need this. Although we're probably going to want to make that a defensive station. And we're going to want to downgrade this now. So that puts us at 26 out of 26 in theory. Yep. And that's going to put our economy in a much better state. So that'll be great. And we just need to get these bombardments wrapped up. So over at Littlegina, they have returned and are bombarding again. We're now at 76 here. That means we're doing double damage. And we're starting to make actual movement on Littlegina. So that's good. We finished the terraformation. That's understood. I do want to do more terraformation, but I also want to spam out a bunch of these Cradles of Rebirth. So we need to repair these Cradles of Rebirth, apparently, and get these in here. A bunch of Cradles of Rebirth going in here for now. This is fine, sure. I'm not going to be destroying any buildings. I'm not going to be doing any specialization right now. That's things that will happen after the war. As of right now, we're just spamming out Cradles of Rebirth to try to get more biomass flowing in, because our biomass amounts are definitely on the low side. So that looks good for now. What is this? It's a little awkward, isn't it? Okay. Well, we're making good progress at this moment. Very good progress. So that's all looking good. Littlegina is actually going to fall fairly soon here. Believe it or not. I mean, it's still going to take a while, but with that devastation where it's at, this is going very well. Barban is going to surrender actually quite soon. Yeah, very much quite soon. And that's fantastic. So we've got 225 garrison left here. We could land on this, but I don't see a reason to as of right now. Now we've got this force here. This is at 962. I'm going to move that up to Jana. And we're going to have these guys grouped together. So that's at about 2K overall. Noted. Why are these different? Oh, well. So we're going to be doing a landing on Jana eventually, but we are not in a position to do so right now. That's for sure. Fargus is going to continue to be bombarded. This is a slow project at this moment, and that's fine. We're mostly just working on the devastation. Jana is the primary focus. I'd love to get Barban under control. I'd love to head over into Chitris. We know that they like to have a pretty powerful fleet there. We don't actually know what they have right now, but we know that they have had a powerful fleet there in the past. Okay, I'm going to come in here. We're going to put in Cradles of Rebirth. There we go. We'll get those going. Okay, the Izk Center and Star Eater has destroyed the Mesa A system. Not that we can do anything about that. This is on the other side of the other side of the front. We can't stop this. That has to be our allies. And they don't seem very interested, to be honest. So there's that. Okay, so Barban at this point, we're just busily bombarding. There's very little that we can do at this moment other than bombard. But this is going to be done very soon now. They have exactly 2 armies left here.
Widen.
They're about to surrender. So that looks great. Elder Stingers are now researched, and that's convenient. Orbital growth chambers. Growth progress rate when docked up, I think? That's interesting. We're going to grab that. We could grab exotic gas filters, or we could just grab powered exoskeletons. 5% army damage. This is a very early game tech that we just never got. So we'll grab that. That seems fine. And of course, at this moment, we're so close to Vril Pakad being done. So close. This will allow us to push onward, as would getting the devastation up to 50%. But we may as well just stay here and finish this off at this point. So that looks good. They've got a powerful fleet in Rimok that we are concerned about. We don't want to do anything about that yet. Down in Littlegina, we're at 88% devastation and continuing to work our way through this. This is going to be continually slow. But 41% devastation over in Jana. Once we get to 75% devastation, this will get a lot better. Down in Fargus, how's this going on the devastation front? Still only at 36. It is increasing though, so that looks good. And I want to repair this Cradle of Rebirth. Thank you very much. Okay, we can spam out a few additional Cradles of Rebirth,
The
but it
canopy
is
is
time to
under
put a cut in
attack.
here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we will see about getting Bombardment fully under control, and then heading out this direction to start attacking the Union of Isk Center over this direction, which is the only front we can actually viably attack on for now. We need to take Chitris. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Dark Horse, Ethan Feldman, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Punching the Microphone, The Lounge STL, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.